Mexico. All the walls have got to go. From Palestine to Mexico. All the walls have got to go.
All the walls have got to go.
We have people with us today from all over the world. People standing in solidarity with the Palestinian struggle because they know it is a just struggle. A struggle that has had the solidarity of other oppressed peoples and oppressed nations since 1948, since we began struggling. And we will continue to have the struggle, we will continue to have the support of the people until our collective liberation, because we stand together. And this makes me proud to introduce our next speaker, Amor, from New York, Boricua Resistance.
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina! Antifada, antifada, long live the antifada!
Intifada, intifada, long live the intifada!
We are from the New York Boricua Resistance. My name is Amor. There is no such thing as Palestinian-Israeli conflict. A conflict implies two sides. There is an expanding Zionist settler occupation on the Palestinian land since 1948. There is only one solution to this problem: an end to the occupation and a return of Palestinian land. The only response to settler colonialism is resistance. Our people in Puerto Rico have also been resisting settler colonialism of the United States for 100 years. During that time, those who have resisted have also been incarcerated, killed, targeted as irrational and violent and angry. So we stand to commemorate the 35 Palestinians most recently murdered by Israel. And we also commemorate all those who have been murdered before. From Puerto Rico to Palestine, resistance is justified. Say it, say it. From Puerto Rico to Palestine, resistance is justified. Resistance is justified when people are occupied.
Resistance is justified when people are occupied.
Thank you. Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified
When people are occupied.
when people are occupied.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified
When people are occupied.
when people are occupied.
Free, free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free, free Gaza now.
Free Gaza now!
Free, free Gaza now.
Free Gaza now!
Intifada, intifada.
Intifada! Intifada!
Long live intifada.
Long live Intifada!
Intifada, intifada.
Intifada! Intifada!
Long live intifada.
Long live Intifada!
There is only one solution.
There is only one solution!
Intifada revolution.
Intifada revolution!
There is only one solution.
There's only one solution!
Intifada revolution.
Intifada revolution!
Please welcome up Michael Letwin from Jews for Palestine, Right of Return, and Labor for Palestine.
Free, free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
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 Resistance is justified
Resistance is justified
when people are occupied.
people are occupied.
Resistance is justified
Resistance is justified
when people are occupied.
people are occupied.
Brothers and sisters, From Gaza to Jerusalem, from Ferguson to Haifa, from New York City to Nazareth, from Standing Rock to the Mexican border to Gaza. Social justice movements today, as they have for decades, recognize that we all face the same enemy, and that truly none of us is free until Palestine is free. Free, free Palestine!
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 Louder, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Nowhere is this clearer today than in the Gaza ghetto, where this week Israeli forces have murdered at least 34 people, including 8 children, whose deaths were not even important enough to the corporate media to be mentioned. And this comes after a whole year of the Gaza Freedom March, the Great Freedom March for Return, in which hundreds of people have been killed, shot to death by Israeli snipers with American rifles and American bullets and American aircraft and American white phosphorus, and $3.8 billion of a year, every year in and out for the same murderous crimes. Not another nickel, not another dime, no more money for Israel's crimes.
Not another nickel, not another dime, no more money for Israel's crimes.
Not another nickel, not another dime, no more money for Israel's crimes.
Not another nickel, not another dime, no more money for Israel's crimes.
We recognize, and all of us do recognize, that Zionism is not a people. It is not a country or a nation. It's a settler colonial regime occupying a land that was and always will be Palestine. Palestine, which for the last 71 years have been the target of an ongoing Nakba carried out by a regime that is funded and armed by our own government here in this country, which South African freedom fighters have called worse than apartheid, that all of Israel is occupied Palestine. And for this reason, the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement is demanding an end to the occupation to 67, the right of return and of equal rights throughout historic Palestine. And no matter the odds, brothers and sisters, this international resistance to injustice will ultimately end apartheid Israel and bring about one democratic Palestine from the river to the sea with equal rights for all. From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
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 Thank you.
From New York to Gaza!
New York to Gaza!
Long live the Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
From New York to Gaza!
New York to Gaza!
Long live the Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
From New York to Gaza!
New York to Gaza!
Long live the Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
From New York to Gaza!
New York to Gaza!
Free Palestine! Please welcome on stage Bill from Struggle La Lucha.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
End the siege on Gaza now!
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 I'll be quick. We're here today because every single bomb, every single missile fired to murder the children of Gaza comes from the United States. It's paid for by our tax dollars. This war is Washington's war. The blood of 7-year-old Amir Akram, the blood of the Al-Mahous family, the blood of all those who have died and who are suffering in Gaza is on the hands of the White House, of Donald Trump, of Congress, of the Pentagon. And we want to complete, it's not complicated, it's very simple. If you want peace, the way to peace is end all U.S. aid to the racist state of Israel, and that every single Palestinian has the right to live in peace and freedom in every corner of the stolen land of Palestine. Not another nickel, not another dime, no more money for Israel's crimes.
Not another nickel, not another dime, no more money for Israel's crimes.
Resistance is justified!
Resistance is justified.
When Gaza is occupied!
Gaza is occupied.
Resistance is justified!
Resistance is justified.
When Gaza is occupied!
Gaza is occupied.
And the siege on Gaza now!
The siege on Gaza now.
And the siege on Gaza now!
The siege on Gaza now.
And the siege on Gaza now!
The siege on Gaza now.
And the siege on Gaza now!
The siege on Gaza now.
Free Gaza now!
Free Gaza now.
Free Gaza now!
Free Gaza now.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Long live Palestine!
Long live 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 Palestine.
Long live the Intifada! Long live the Intifada! Long live the Intifada!
Intifada.
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada.
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada.
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada. Intifada.
There is only one solution!
There is only one solution.
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution.
There is only one solution!
There's only one solution.
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution.
There is only one solution!
There's only one solution.
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution.
There is only one solution!
There's only one solution.
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution.
Please give it up for our next speaker, Hassam from City College Students for Justice in Palestine!
How you doing, New York? Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
I'm 20 years old from Yemen, and as far as I can remember watching TV, I've seen the children in Gaza being bombed. Growing up, I've seen children my age and younger being bombed, and I know that I cannot stand silent. And there's always a way for us. If we can't be there physically, the least that we can do is raise awareness. So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I'm gonna get to the point. Organize at any capacity that you can.
on your college campuses. There is only one solution, Intifada revolution. The Intifada does not have to be in Gaza or Palestine. We're going to have an Intifada in every classroom. We're going to have an Intifada on every college campus. We're going to shut down all the Zionist events. Don't ever underestimate the value of raising awareness. Just the other day, as Gaza was being bombed, the Zionist leader, the Consul General, Danny Dayan, was invited to speak at Harvard Law. And 100 students walked out of his talk, and they shut the whole event down. Let's try to do that on every college campus. Let's shut down all the Zionists, and let's start an Intifada everywhere we are. Assalamu alaikum.
When Gaza is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When Gaza is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When Gaza is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. When Gaza is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. This up. When Gaza is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Gaza now. Free, free Gaza now. Free, free Gaza now. Free, free Gaza now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. When do we want it? Now. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. 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 Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Gaza now. 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 Sayed? Okay. Please welcome on the stage Sayed from from AMP New Jersey.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
We are here today to stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Gaza and all the protests going across Palestine. And we're here today to expose the true hypocrites. We're here today to as well let everybody know that Palestine has a right to defend itself. Palestine, we have a right to resistance. It's a God-given right and supported by Geneva Conventions. And we're here today to as well denounce my governor for supporting Israel and supporting the attacks on Gaza. So what do we think of Governor Murphy in New Jersey? Boo to all the politicians who are hypocrites standing with the state of Israel. You know, people ask, does Israel have a right to exist? No, Israel has no right to exist on Palestinian land. Does Israel have a right to exist?
No!
Does Israel have a right to exist?
No!
Does Palestine have a right to resist it?
Yes!
Does Palestine have a right to resist it?
Yes!
Palestine is all of Palestine, from the river to the sea. In Palestine, people of all faiths have lived peacefully. Jews, Christians, Muslims, people of no faith. There is not a faith problem. It's not that complicated. Give us our land back and you will have peace. Otherwise, resistance till the end, till every inch of Palestine is free. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine!
Because true freedom, true justice is when all of the faiths live together in peace. Until then, all of the refugees all across the world are allowed to come back. That's our God-given right. All of the refugees to return to Palestine. The settlers have no right to settle in our lands. Jews can stay in the land. We'll all live peacefully together. But until then, resistance, resistance, resistance to all of Palestine is free. Are you going to join the struggle?
Yes!
Are we going to join the struggle?
Yes!
When Palestine resists, is that terrorism?
No!
But when Israeli aggression fire bombs and kill innocent children, you get these politicians getting up and saying, Israel has a right to defend itself. Israel has a right to defend itself. This is not defending yourself. This is aggression. This is terrorism. So who's the real terrorist?
Israel!
Who's the real terrorist?
Israel!
The Palestinians, when they defend themselves, that is not terrorism. Join the struggle. Be active. Don't let people flip the narrative on us. Get involved until the end. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
We're going to march to Herald Square, going down from 42nd and 6th Ave. So we're going to make a right and a right. And we're going to go to 34th Street and let all of New York City know that we stand with Palestine. So let me just move up the truck. Just be patient for 2 minutes and then we'll start the march.
We need everybody to stick together. My name is Nardine Kiswani and I'm from Within Our Lifetime.